Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, my camera literally just started without my permission. I don't know if I have some type of setting on there that caused it to start when I clap my hands, besides the remote that I have for my tripod. So I guess we just have to jump into it. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is me, your favorite host, Misunderstood, on your favorite podcast, Misunderstood the Podcast. And this is our first ever video and audio podcast episode. So yay, clap for that. I hope that doesn't stop the camera. Okay, so I feel like it's only right that I introduce myself to you guys, even though I've had my podcast for 2 years. You guys have been listening to me. And then some of you, if you follow like my Instagram or my socials, you have seen me, but I've never done an episode like this. So yeah, let's just get into it. So I started my podcast about 2 years ago. I was like kind of in a place in my life where I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I was listening to like a lot of motivational speakers and a lot of spiritual teachers. And there was one in particular that caught my fancy. His name is Miles Monroe, God rest his soul. And he made a statement that kind of brought about the catalyst for, my public speaking career, my podcast, everything like that. So basically, the gist of what he said was that if you don't know the purpose of something, then you are bound to abuse it. So I started like doing some introspection, just thinking about things that I did not know the purpose of. And the first thing that I thought about was my life. And I was like, I don't know the purpose of my life. So if I don't know the purpose of my life, according to what he said, I'm bound to abuse it. So I set out on a quest to discover what the purpose of my life was. And along that journey, it was, evident to me that I'm a board certified regulated yapper. And people love talking to me. I love communicating messages with people. I love telling stories. I love giving, love. I love using my voice to influence people in one way or the other, depending on the situation, right? And so that I realized that was my purpose. My purpose was to use my voice, to use my presence as a catalyst for other people, to do what he did for me. So that's why I'm here. That's why I have my show. And that's why I've been before you guys for the last 2 years. And with growing demand, you guys have asked to see my face and my presence and my countenance during episodes. And so I'm here to give you what you want. All right. So it is me, Misunderstood. I am known affectionately as Misunderstood, but my name is Amaka. You could call me Misunderstood. No, you guys can call me Amaka. If you see me on the street, you could say, hey, Misunderstood, or you could say, hey, Amaka. Like when I see people who watch my show, even if they know me, they'll joke and like, hey, Misunderstood. So Amaka or Misunderstood is fine. I currently live in Texas, but I'm from Kansas. Okay, I was born and raised in Kansas. Been in Texas I've lived most of my adult life in Texas on and off for about the last 8 years. And then I've lived overseas a couple of times during that period. And I'll actually be expating later this year, and I'm definitely going to take you guys along on my journey. So that's a bit about me. I think that's, just kind of the gist of me through my show and through my speaking. I feel like you guys will obviously get to know more about me. But that's the gist of it. So as we always do, we go from the ministry to the mess. So we'll start with the ministry. I want to say something to you ladies today. Just because your exes keep coming back does not mean that coochie's good. It could be. It could very well be good, but that's not what that means. Just because he's keeping you around doesn't mean that you're actually what he wants. A lot of men or people, if you're like gay in a lesbian relationship, because the one who plays the male in the relationships tend to emulate actual male behavior. If they're keeping you around, it could, like I said, it's not because the coochie isn't good. It's because that's the one that they can afford. You're still resonating with them at this level. They haven't been able to level up. And once they are able to level up, they're going to leave your ass. It's happened time and time again. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Okay? So exercise some self-love and block his ass. Block her ass. Or them, they, him, her, them, they. Block them. Because once you realize they don't really like me, they don't really fuck with me, they're just keeping me around because I'm familiar and because I am the entertainment or the company that they can afford at the level that they're at. But once they get, if they actually can, get to a level that they want to be, like financially, status-wise, and power, they're not taking you with them. No, they're not. They're barely like letting you hang on now. You might even be a little hard to get rid of. Let's just keep it real. You might be a little difficult to get rid of. And you know, that's okay. You know, again, the reason why I have my show is because I'm speaking from life experiences, okay? I'm definitely, because if you want to kick it, if you want to kick it and you want to hang out, I'm going to kick it with you and I'm going to hang out with you. But you have to use your brain. This person doesn't want to be committed to you. You guys only talk when they want to, when you want to hang out, all of that. They're treating you like an option. And you, my dear, a part of my collection, you are my collective, you're not an option. You have to be someone's first choice. You must be, okay? That's the only level that we're vibrating on here. So from the ministry to the mess, leave old relationships in the past. Don't be so lonely or so tired of being alone that you slip back into things that you know very well. Like, I'm not telling you guys something that you don't know. We all know this innately. So don't slip back into something that you know is not beneficial for you. You know, you might be with this person and they've already let you know that they don't want you, that they don't want to be with you, but they like having you around. Again, it's because of convenience. So then that can start to wear on your self-esteem, on your self-worth. And you know, over here, we're all about self-love, okay? You got to wake up every day knowing that you're the baddest and the best. And the baddest and the best, we don't deal with that. I'd rather look at myself in this mirror all day, every day, than sit in the face of somebody who does not value me, okay? Because I'm extremely valuable, and so are you. Love ya. Okay, so to the mess, because we all know I can be a little messy. Extremely, actually. I've had some extremely messy moments in my life, but we don't have to get into that. So as a single woman, I've been single so I have been married before, but I've been single now for about, like actually single, not married. I've been single for about 3 years. And over the period of 3 years, I have dated. I love dating. You ask anybody, you ask my friends, you ask anybody who knows me. I love going on a date. I love getting dressed up so that I can look in that man's eyes and see my reflection. That's what I do it for. She's who I do it for. So I love getting dressed up, going on a date, telling somebody all about myself, you know, laughing in his face. I love it, okay? And I mean, also men are fun for me. I tend to have good dating experiences. Of course, I think it's natural that everybody may meet somebody who's a little weirder than you thought, or somebody who's a little more freaky, unexpectedly, which is what I'm here to talk about, because I've been going on dates recently, and it's something wrong. It's something wrong with y'all. Y'all are freaked out. When I tell you freaked out, like, okay, maybe, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. So recently I went on a date with a guy. I did meet him on a dating app. Now I don't have anything wrong with dating apps. I feel like the people that you meet outside, you can meet them on a dating app. Like, they go outside, they go to grocery stores, they go to restaurants, they go to bars, they go to parties. These are not like aliens that we're pulling from some sort of, you know, outer space realm or something. They walk around the city here with us. So I feel like dating apps are okay, except for I did just delete one of my profiles because I was meeting weird guys. So I recently went on a date with this Ethiopian guy. He was, he's finishing his doctorate. He's extremely accomplished, which I like. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. Like, this is gonna be great. So we talked for a while. He was very persistent about taking me out, and oh my God, did my microphone go out? Luckily, I have a backup. And now I need to pause because I don't even know if you guys can hear me. Okay. I think we're good. I think we should be good. Can you hear me? My other microphone went out and I didn't know. I just happened to look. I'm going to have to keep, I thought they were charged. Okay, anywho. So he was very persistent about taking me out. He's like, I want to go out. I want to hang out with you. I want to see, what you're about. I love plus size women, which one thing for me, I don't like, and I don't know if other plus size women are like this. I don't care. I don't care whether or not you like plus size women, because at the end of the beginning of every day, I'm a person. Okay. I don't want it to be about me being plus size. Of course, everybody wants someone who's like attracted to them, who likes their body. Yeah, I get it. But you guys know, especially as plus size women, you will know that thing where they do like, yeah, and I like plus size girls. Yeah, and I don't like that, because you probably have a fetish. And he did. And he did. So we're on the date. He asked me to wear heels. Cool. All my friends know, I'm a heel girly. I got platforms. I got this. Okay. Shout out to Torrid. Okay. I have some very cute heels. So I wore heels. He sent me an example of what he wanted to see. It was like a platform. I'm like, good. Perfect. That's good for my back. I have those. Got it. So I wear the heels. Even with my shoes on, he was taller than me when we walk, when we're standing up. So he's like, you look so good, blah, blah, blah. He picks me from my house. He was in a 2025 AMG. I'm like, this is good. Like, everything's good, because I'm used to riding AMGs, period. Like, I didn't know what's going on. So we go to like a Mexican restaurant that I think he's been to before, which I didn't mind that. We don't have to try a new place together. So he took me to a Mexican restaurant. It was like no more than 6 minutes from my house. I found out later in the date that he lives an hour and 40 minutes away, which is why he thought he was gonna fuck, but obviously not. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but I'll see if I have to bleep it out. Anyway, so he picked me up. We went to the Mexican restaurant. Everything's good. I'm eating, he's eating. We had a drink. We're talking. And then after our food, we stay at the restaurant and we just continue to go into conversation. And he's just like, yeah, you're the kind of woman that I like. The last woman that I dated, he was like, you're actually a little too small for me. You're a little too small. And I know I'm not the smallest girl, I'm not the biggest girl, but I've never heard you're too small for me. So I'm like, well, how big was your ex-girlfriend? He said she was like about 600 pounds. Oh, okay. So you had meant what you had said. Okay. Cool. So I was like, well, 600 pounds, like, is she mobile? Things like that. And he was like, no. So I said, how does she take care of herself? And he said that she had a caregiver, and that sometimes he would help her with her bills if her SSI didn't cover it. And no shade to that lady, because we all deserve to have someone take interest in us, right? No shade to her. I don't slut shame. I don't body slam. You want to pop that pussy. If you want to eat, eat. It's not my body. It's not my life. You do your thing. So no shade to her, but all shade to him, because he's like, I wanted you to do what she did. And I'm like, what's that? He's like, oftentimes she would just take me in her arms and pick me up. Pick you up? Are you a duffel bag? I said, I can't pick you up. He's like, yeah, now that we're here, I see that you're a little smaller than I like, but you are tall, so we could at least try it. Uber? We could try what? We can try for me to take my ass home. And I told him, I was like, no, if you think we're going to do anything like that, like, first of all, I'm not into men who have fetishes. I'm not. because that's a different, that's just not a relationship that I want to be a part of. I've actually been approached by several men who have like fetishes for domination, and it's particularly men from foreign countries, especially India, Bangladesh. If I'm lying, I'm dying. And somebody out there in the comment, if you know, typically they want me to dominate them, like step on them, take their money, and and say demeaning and degrading things to them while I'm doing it. And this is how they approach me. Can I, like, I'm a submissive, can you do this to me? Can you do that? I have done dominatrix work in the past, but nothing to that extent. It was things that I considered like not vanilla, but still kind of kinky. But as far as like stepping on people's fingernails, stepping on people's hands, spitting on them, talking bad to them, taking their... I could take the money. I really could take the money. But all that other stuff, I'm not into it. So I don't date men with fetishes. I don't do anything like that. So I told him that, and he's just like, sorely disappointed. And so he's like, well, you don't have to get an Uber. I'll take you home. Okay, cool. So he does it. So he doesn't take me home. He drives actually past the turn from my house, and he goes to a park, and he's like, can we just get out and hug? And I'm like, no, I'm going to go home. I'm not here for this. I already told you I'm not interested in anything that you're trying to do. And he proceeds to come around the car and open my door. He's like, can you just get out and give me a hug? I insisted, no. I'm not doing it. I want to go home. I'm not into any of this. So he brings me home. He comes and opens my door. And then, we get out, and he's like trying to give me a hug. He's like, can you at least try to lift me? Can I at least try to lift you? I'm about to lift my foot in your ass if you don't get off my property. So he's like, I drove an hour and 40 minutes here, and you're acting like this. You're not even as big as I like. The least thing you could do is try. Girl, I just walked in the house. Like, it's some things with some of these men, I just can't believe the things that they say or that they do. And they think it's going to be okay. You could get away with it. And, like, I'm just going to be cool with that. How? So that was the end of that day. And then, he tried to contact me again. I told him, don't ever contact me again. And I blocked him. He said I was being sensitive and all this other stuff. But it was just very weird, very off-putting to me. So as a plus-size woman, I do not date men who have fat fetishes or a feeder fetish. Ooh, I wish I had one right now because I'm a hungry child. But I don't date those types of men because those are not the type of relationships that I want to be a part of. I want a semi-normal, like, find somebody to match my freak type of relationship. Because I can be a little cuckoo, but not that far. That's just a lot for me. So I've been on some other dates, like, in the past few weeks. One thing about me, it's not difficult for me to get a date. People want to take me out all the time. They beg, take me out all the time. And so I just, what am I doing? Like, why not go? I want to be in a relationship, so I put myself out there. But the day before him, I've been having a really rough patch, guys. So the day before him, I did meet this guy online. He's from Kinshasa. He's from Cameroon. Kinshasa is in Cameroon, right, guys? He's from Kinshasa. And so, he's like, baby, I want to take you out. I want to take you to eat African food, and I play the guitar in a band. I'm like, cool, let's turn up. I love African food. I love live music. So, in true fashion, he comes to pick me up, and he gets here, he looks like his pictures. Everything's fine. He has his guitar in the car. I'm like, okay, good. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be fun. I love live music. At the least, I get a good meal and a good, and I get to do my little boogie woogie. So, we are getting on the road, getting on the highway, and he starts playing What These Bitches Really Want from a Nigga. by, I think it's Cisco, and he just in a song in the car singing with like his French accent, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let him vibe out. I'm not gonna be a hater. I'm gonna let him do his little 1-2. And so I have PTSD. I keep trying to make sure the mic is not off. So I'm like, let him do his little thing. We're good. So then we get closer to the venue, and he starts playing Boosie, like Set It Off by Lil Boosie. And he's like, I'm a real nigga. I'm a real nigga. Mind you, I date certain men because I'm not looking for a real nigga. So this is not, now you're turning me off. I'm worried, I'm bothered, I'm concerned. So we get to the venue where he said he was gonna play his guitar, and they're closed. So I'm like, you know what, this night is not gonna be a waste for me. There's a place up the street that I've been wanting to try. Let's just go there. So we go to this place. It's called, if I told y'all what it was called, I would show y'all what city I live in Texas. Never mind. So we go to the place, and we get in the parking lot. Now, mind you, on the way there, anytime we see police, he like, fuck the police, fuck the police. I'm like, what's your problem with the police? You're from Africa. He like, I'm on probation because I'm a real nigga. Probation? What? He like, yeah, I'm on probation right now. Okay. So we get to the venue, and he's like, hold on, baby, hold on. We about to get out, hold on. Why does this man go in the middle console and get out a breathalyzer? He can't turn his car off until he blows in the breathalyzer, or however it works. Y'all know how DUIs work. Y'all might not, but whoever knows, you know what I'm saying. He has to go in the middle console and do a breathalyzer so that we can go into the venue. So now the flags. They're flagging. The flags are flagging. I'm like, he's on probation. He keeps screaming out that he's a real nigga. And he has to use a breathalyzer to operate his motor vehicle. I wanna go home. I just wanna go home at this point. But for content's sake, like I said, I wanted to try this place. So we proceed. Yes, indeed. So we get in, everything's cool. He's buying me drinks. Like, do you want food? Of course I do. And we're having a good time, everything's cool. Everything's cool. This is a new place. They shouted out my show. They gave a shout out to Misunderstood. Everything was good. So he's like, baby, I want to take you to another place after this. It's a Kinshasa clubhouse. Period. I'm all for it. So we go to the clubhouse, and hold on, y'all. My throat is getting dry. And don't act like y'all don't recycle y'all glass bottles. And if you don't, you should. So we go to the Kinshasa clubhouse, and all of his friends are there, and I'm the only woman in the clubhouse. But if you date men from other countries, you will know sometimes in these clubhouses, you might be the only woman if you go with him. Because niggas love hanging out together, booty bumping all the time. So I'm the only woman in there. Cool, fine. I've done this before a billion times. So I know, order what you want, blah, 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 blah. So he's like, baby, order what you want. Tell the barman, get what you want. So I asked the barman, what do you have? He said he has Hennessy and champagne. I'm a lady. It's always going to be the champagne for me. So I said, I want the champagne. So he says, oh, baby, I can't afford champagne. I bought you drinks at the club. Scared. Then why did you tell me to tell the man what I want or ask him what he has if you can't afford it? Why am I even still here? He's like, I bought a bucket of beer for my friends. Okay. So why am I here again? If you knew you could only afford the bucket of beer for your friends, that you had exhausted the funds that you obviously took out of your savings account and put aside for me, why am I here? So the barman is like, no, the guy is like, I can't afford it, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you know what? I'm already here. I'll buy my own bottle because I will. And he's like, baby, you have money? I said, yeah, I do. And I thought you had more than me, or else I would have never been on this date in the first place. So I proceed to attempt to buy the bottle, and the barman is like, "No, we can't have no Nigerian woman in here buying her own bottle. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate." And so he gave me the champagne. He gave me the champagne, okay? And so then the guy that I was with proceeds to attempt to open the bottle. "Sir, don't touch my shit." Don't touch my stuff. I can open it myself. I got it myself. I'll open it myself. So the night goes on, maybe like 30, 40 minutes, and he starts falling asleep at the table. Yeah. Yep, he did. He starts falling asleep head first on the table. Mistake. Okay? Because what happens when you're on a first date with a man, or you'll be the second, third, fourth, fifth date, and you're beautiful, and his friends are there, everybody's choosing. All of a sudden, he don't got no baby, he don't got no money, I'm the one that got money. Me, I got money, I got houses in Kinshasa. Don't worry about him. Don't know. He always do this. They gonna, girl, they were girl, they were dogging this man so hard. He always do this. That's why, did he tell you he got a breathalyzer in his car? So I'm like, you know what? If you know anything about me, I'm choosing. Oh yeah, I'm choosing. We're not together. We don't have any history. His friends are now my friends. So, you know, everybody's like, this one particular guy that you should deal with. What did they call him? I forgot his name, but it sounded good to me. And he was like, yeah, that's my Mercedes outside. Good. And he was like, you know, I have houses in Kinshasa. This is a Richard Mille. Now, I don't know how to tell a real Richard Mille, but hopefully it was real. So basically, you know, he ended up buying me another bottle of champagne, because I can do too, mind your business. So he ended up buying me another bottle of champagne. We talked, we danced. If you know anything about the Congo, the Kinshasa, you gotta wind your waist. So we're winding our waist until the sunset. Until the sunrise, actually. And you know, he ends up saying, you know, I want to take you shopping tomorrow. I can take you to this certain shopping center in the city. You know, I want to do this, that. I'm like, cool, let's do it. He gets me an Uber home. Okay. The night is done for me. The night is done. I get home. I wash my makeup off, take a shower. It's over. The next day, the drunkard calls me and is like, did you steal my wallet? Did I steal your wallet? It didn't have anything in it, apparently, according to what you said. So what do I need to steal your wallet for, sweetie? When I tell you, I just let it all go. I did not go out with a friend that day. I was just like, you know, another thing, he told me he ended up getting into a car accident. Trying to drive himself home that morning. So justice was served. Guys, as I always say, please don't mind the pages of my book turning, because they do. So that now that you guys can see me, typically I have like, I don't want to call them cue cards because I haven't gotten cue cards, but I just have notes that I write, kind of just keeping me on track as regards to what we're talking about. And with me being a plus size dater and a millennial, I guess, am I a millennial or my Generation X? Child, I really don't know. I hear a lot online about being a plus size dater and all this stuff. I try to stay away from like titles as much as I can, because at the beginning and the end of every day, I need to be treated like a person, like a human being, whether I'm plus size or whatever. You can check my footwork, you can check my record. I've never dated. Well, I almost lied. I dated one bum. So what? Sue me. I was 23 years old and I dated a bum. Yeah. But since then, none. I don't pay for nothing. I don't pay what I weigh. Bitch, I don't even have the money for that. I don't do none of that. Okay. Men approach me all the time. If you know, it's like they call you the friend who you call her drinks. When we go out, they're gonna buy drinks for me and my friends because they want to talk to me. I can get us in the section. Like, I'm that plus size friend. So when I hear girls online and they're like, when dudes walk up to talk to me, my friends, I already know they're not talking to me. When they woke up, I'm trying to figure out which one. Is you good? I knew it was gonna be you because I was looking at you too. Cool. Never a bum, never dusty, never unaccomplished. My last boyfriend was a professional soccer player. I've dated several athletes, businessmen. Not to say that, you know, they've been the best relationships because obviously they didn't last, but I don't date bums and I don't date down. It's definitely all about who you entertain. People will say, oh, well, plus size women are targets for bums. Every woman with a vagina is. Yeah. That narrative that bums only like plus size women, when? Where? They be hitting on everybody. Y'all gonna tell me small, skinny, big, black, white, you ain't never went to the gas station and they hit on you? They're gonna hit on everybody. They're gonna do it. It's about whether you entertain them or not. And I think that people think that those are the only options that plus size women have when it's not true. Especially if you hang out in different communities, you hang out with different groups of people. People tend to be more open-minded. People have their own minds. And so I've never had an issue getting quality men and being in quality long-term relationships. My last relationship, like I said, with a soccer player was 5 years long. Before that, I married a gynecologist. Before that, I was with a man who owns a security company. You know, I don't date down, and I don't have to. I mean, I'm gorgeous, I'm brilliant, I'm smart, I'm fun. And so I don't have to, you know. So the narrative that plus size girls get the bottom of the barrel, it's all about what you accept. If you accept the bottom of the barrel, you're going to get it. Of course, they're going to come. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They come to kill, steal, and destroy. It's if you're going to allow yourself to be killed, stealed, and destroyed. There was another thing about, I seen a plus size lady, and she was basically saying, like, she had gotten used to reading in books about a love that she would never have because she's plus size. There's several people of many different weight classes, of many different tax brackets, who don't have romantic love, who've never had it, who've actually never even been in a serious relationship. The propaganda and the idea that rejection is only for plus size women is like crazy to me. And I'm here to combat that. I don't like to go into it, you know, because then it's like, oh, you Lizzo ass bitch. And that's another thing. If you guys see people leaving, if you love me and you see people leaving comments about me being plus size, about my weight, about my skin, about anything, don't respond. That means that I'm getting a lot of exposure, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I know what I look like. I see myself. I'm on camera. Okay, so, you know, but when you say, oh, well, I'm a part of the plus size community and I defend plus size, you're gonna be a Lizzo ass bitch. You're gonna be a Monique, you know. And so it's just like, I have no problem with saying about my experiences, but I'm not like an advocate for anything. I maybe, unless it's not having self-pity, which I feel like a lot of plus size women do, that have these narratives like, oh, they're not coming to talk to me, they're coming to talk to my friend. Why would you think that? Like, who said that? You know, I don't know. And then it's like this idea that every thin or mid-size or societally acceptable beauty has these long-lasting, loving, illustrious relationships. When we see that's not true, because most relationships that we see fail in front of us or in the media are two people who were considered to be societally beautiful. So what makes you say you are not going to have love when romantic love is not promised to anybody? It's not promised to anyone. Big, short, white, black, rich, poor, it's not promised. So essentially, what I'm here to do, what I'm here to encourage is self-love. People see you, and that's a big thing that I really do believe. I feel like it has a lot to do with my spirit and a lot to do with the way that I present myself, the men that I attract. People see you the way that you see yourself. That's it. So if you think they weren't coming to talk to you, baby, they're not. If you think you're not going to have love, you won't. That's it. Because you control your destiny. You control your life. As for me, when I go out, or even when I'm inside, Baby, you hoes is never fucking with me. You're not. You're not. And when you see me with a man, he gonna let you know that too. Y'all was never fucking with me. Mm-mm. So it's all about self-love. It's all about having value. And it's not about material. It has to come from within. That's the only way it's gonna be without. Okay? Love yourselves from the inside first. Love yourself for who you really are. And if there's things about yourself that you don't like, you're the only one who can fix them. Because if you don't fix them, you're going to continue to internalize these things, and you're going to go out or be around, and you're going to meet people who are going to play on your flaws. Yeah. And they're going to keep you like as a secret. And that's another point. And this is going to be my last point, y'all. Who said that being kept a secret was exclusive to plus size women? These niggas been on the DL forever, keeping all their boyfriends a secret, keeping their side chicks a secret. Like, where is this narrative coming from that all of these things are only for plus size women? And then the plus size women letting it ride. I ain't never been nobody's secret. And you couldn't keep me a secret if you fucking tried. Because I'm not having it. That's not me. That's not the role that I play. I'm loud. I'm proud. And that's the way that I'm going to be treated. We're gonna go out. You're going to come sit your ass in Torrid and watch me try on shoes and pants and dresses. And you're going to pay for them too. That's just it. You guys have to respect yourselves more. You have to love yourself more. And until then, nobody's going to treat you, you know what I'm saying, how you feel or think that you deserve to be treated. And that's across, like I said, all weight classes, all tax brackets, all education levels, okay? So I've enjoyed sharing this time with you guys. I've enjoyed this first episode on camera. Leave your comments, comment, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think of this episode, what you think of seeing me. Do you think I'm beautiful? I know you do. But I think you're beautiful too, just for the record. So yeah, I've enjoyed sharing this time with you guys. This is how the show will be from here on out. It'll be audio and video as well. Everybody who's been around for the last 2 years, I appreciate you. I always say that to you guys. I appreciate you sharing your time and your space with me, because you're here and you did not have to be, but you chose to be. I hope that you were able to take something from this and that you can offer something as well. So leave me something in the comments. Tell me where you're from, what you think about the show. Are you dating? How have your dates been? So yeah, until next time, guys, please do keep it funky.